Hi, Claire. How are you
Hi, how are
doing?
you?
So good to see you.
Good to see you
Welcome,
too.
everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining our 15-minute, hopefully, mini webinar or mini-nar, as I've been
Yes,
calling
we're
it,
trying to make
but
it happen.
we're trying to make it happen. I think that's been vetoed, but we'll see. Um, And then thank you so much for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk to you about some of the biggest benefits of streaming to your own website and owning your video content completely. So, we're also going to demo our newest feature, which is to be able to redirect your audience from a social streaming platform like Facebook or YouTube or Twitch to broadcast solely on your website. And we're calling that the social stream redirect. And it will basically allow you to manually disconnect from those social platforms midstream so that your users can continue to watch only on your website. So,
Yeah, and
yeah,
just to clarify, because if you're like me and you get like panicky
clarify,
about,
get it?
yeah, yeah, he's so cute. You get panicky about like new features, like making sure that they work well or whatever. Just to put your hearts at ease, there's no way to accidentally trigger the social stream redirect. You can't accidentally drop the stream to your social platforms. You'll have to manually do it. So I hope that helps as we walk in, as we like explore all
You.
of this today. But I do want to take a second to say, my name is Asia, and this is Claire.
Yeah.
I'm the
Hey.
customer success man, or a customer success manager over at Switcher, and Claire is our marketing brand manager. And we're really excited to talk through all of this with you today.
Yeah. So a big thing too is that we want to tell you why you should be redirecting your audience to your website, and we're going to show you. So let's get into it. So there's basically three main things that you can really only do effectively on your website. And so that is one, completely customize the experience for your fans and followers. So when you're thinking about being on a social platform, you can control everything that happens in that window. So all the content, all the video, like what's in your video, um, that is within your control, but you don't really have any control about like what goes on outside of that. So
Right.
you don't have control over the layout. You don't have control over the brand colors or, very often not really anywhere like exciting that you can link out to.
Right.
Um, and
It's really cool to
also,
see. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
oh
you
no,
off,
go for
but
it. No, please
yeah,
jump in.
yeah. So like, I mean, Switcher has created really awesome features in the past that help like make whatever you are creating live or recording on social platforms look as like branded as possible, but like obviously there are constraints to whatever platforms you are streaming to, and the rules are always changing. You just never know how things are going to change, but when you're able to have that content on your website, like you really can control like the best like host experience for your community or for your customers.
For sure. And also, like, you don't always know what the next video is going to be that pops
Right.
up that the algorithm's serving you, or like, your competitor's ad could be like right there. So
Yeah.
when you, which is not what you want. So the good news is you can actually control all of that when you're on your website. You can choose what is around your video. You can choose like what sponsors you want to put up there. You can choose like if there's additional activities that you want your viewers to take. And so that gets us into point number two, which is you can kind of build a whole self-contained world just for your community, which is kind of cool. The sky is the limit. You can do things like host a forum. Maybe you have merch that you want to sell and link to and have it all be in one place. Maybe you want to feature some of your viewers or like the UGC, like the user content that your viewers are creating or your audience is creating to celebrate you. Like maybe that's something you want to do. you can collect email so that you can stay in touch outside of, just the brief interaction you might have in a live stream. So there's a lot more that you can do from your website. And I know, Asia, you have definitely done some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to leverage getting exposure. The best thing about this social redirect is you can still get all the exposure and be on those platforms to get your name and your brand in front of more eyes, but really the quality of your content will be experienced best by the people that are most bought in, and those people are going to be on your website. And so I think it's just really cool to be able to create content on your website, like you said, to create a whole world for your community, and it makes them feel the most like seen and like I don't know, it just is more impactful that way. And if you are selling product, like it's the best way to get them bought into who you are and what your brand is all about, more than you're able to do like on a social platform.
No, it's so true. And like, I do feel like you're in a unique position to talk about that because you've done it really effectively.
Yeah.
So, and then, well, it's sort of like getting into that too. The last big thing that is like probably one of the biggest things is being able to make money the way that you want to make without taking like someone else taking a huge chunk of it or their cut just because you're putting it on their platform. So, like with a website, you might be able to add a membership or pay to view content without like 50% of it going back to like YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
Yeah, because all these businesses, all these platforms are doing what they can, of course, to like be profitable on their end. And so that means like even if you buy into even if you or not buy in, but like even if you get your stuff on their platforms and you've agreed in your mind to whatever the rate currently is, that can always change. And like there's just so much fluctuation that can happen, and there's nothing more demoralizing than seeing that they're taking an even bigger cut for the content that you've worked so hard to create.
Oh, it's so true. It's like, but that's mine.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like another thing too, like, and this is sort of like tangentially related, but having a website kind of legitimizes your brand. So like if you want to get a sponsor, like a really big deal with like an advertiser, like they will most likely, like one of the first things they'll do is look for a website. So like that's also opening the door for even more opportunities in that way. So it's really like a good investment for you and your live stream and your community as a whole, to get people back to a platform that you own, which is either your website or shameless plug for Switcher. You can also use a watch page in our catalog, which is also a way to host video and sort of make it your own. So
it's like the next best step for you.
Yes, for sure. Yes. So anyways, all that to say is we are so excited to preview this social redirect and how it's actually going to be experienced by your users. So we are going to basically redirect you to our website at this point. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube right now, you have a minute before we are going to take this fully to our website, and I'll give you a couple of reasons why you should follow us there. We are going to tell you 10 things that you can do to bring your audience to your website. So marketing tactics are going to be a huge factor in like how you motivate your audience to come with you to your website. But we don't want to leave you hanging. So we're going to give you some really easy, cool things, fun things, I think, that you can do to make that happen. As well as we have some fun downloadable like assets that our designer Katie made for you all to use. So you see our little countdown timer in the corner. She actually made a version for you guys to add to your Switcher asset collection, as well as some other things that you can do to like drive people to your website and let them know where you're going. And then lastly, oh no, we're at countdown. Last thing I'll say is we're going to also preview features and releases that you can look forward to this fall and winter, and into early 2025. So you should definitely